Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to continue with the classes of power circuits or boot stages of an iPhone. In the last video, we already learned some basic things, right? And remember, in this video, I'm going to try to do my best to explain to you the easy way to diagnose or how you can approach an iPhone when you have the iPhone that is not powered, okay? So in this video, we're going to learn something about the PMIC or PMU. Remember, every iPhone, any model of the iPhone have one big component, and this component is so important, right? Remember, in the last video, we learned about the principal lines, right? Remember that we already learned about VCC main or VDD main and VDD boost, right? And the VDD bat, right? These are the principal lines, okay? So we have to know when we just connect our power supply, these lines are aligned, right? A lot of components have the voltage and the current that we are putting with our power supply, okay? And these lines give power to a lot of components. And it's one component that these lines are providing voltage. This is the PMU or PMIC, right? It's the same thing, PMU or PMIC. The PMU or PMIC is one of the important circuits of an iPhone because this PMU or PMIC is one voltage regulator, something like that, okay? I'm going to try to do my best to explain to you. This PMU is a regulator IC, okay? What I mean when I say regulator, remember the principal lines have a voltage of, for example, 4 voltage, okay? So the PMU is the one are going to put down this voltage. For example, we're going to have a new voltage, 3.3 voltage, 1.8 voltage, 1.2 voltage, 3 voltage, 1.2, or for example, 2.6 voltage, another of 1.8 voltage, something 1 voltage, and something like that. This voltage, these are the exits of the PMU. When the PMU is on, this is the function of these circuits to provide this voltage. But these voltage are regulator from the 4 voltage, from the principal lines, okay? From the principal lines. So we have 4 voltage on the entrance, and then on the exit, we have a less voltage, okay? So we have 2 different voltage from the PMU. We have something that we are going to call buck and LDOs, okay? The buck converter as the bucks and LDOs, they are voltage regulators, okay? So they have 4 voltage on the entrance, and then we're going to have, for example, 3 voltage, 1.8 voltage, and etc., right? But these two are different, okay? Because the bucks, we have a voltage regulator, right? But we can have more current, okay? For example, sometimes we're going to see one line. This is our CPU, and we have here our PMU. We can have, for example, one buck that we're going to call buck GPU, okay? So the buck of GPU is the one I'm going to provide a voltage for imaging, right? For a video. So for example, if this CPU, this phone, someone is playing a video game, for example, a video game, so the CPU are going to need more current to work. So the buck can provide more current, okay? They are going to have some coils, and they can switch these coils and provide more current to the CPU. It depends if the CPU needs more current or less current, right? So the box can do that. The box can provide more or less current and the same voltage. For example, right here we can have, for example, one voltage, but we can have, and this is depend which model, but for example, we can have 8 amps of current, and this buck, just this buck, this is max, right? And remember, this is not the way that for the GPU, this line is going to provide 8 amps of current, because 8 amps is too much. They're going to provide it in stages, okay? Just, for example, stages of current, okay? And then we have LDOs. The LDOs are the same. They are voltage regulator, but they have linear current. So for example, the LDOs can say, okay, this is the PMU, and we are going to have here our name, okay? And we have an LDO, for example, LDO 9. The LDO 9 is a voltage of, for example, 2.65 voltage, and for example, 1 amp of current. And that's it. They cannot provide more current. They are just linear current, okay? They say, okay, you are the LDO number 5, you work with a 3 voltage and 500 milliamps, and that's it, okay? So they are the difference between box and LDOs. Box have a voltage regulator, okay, but they can provide more amps if the CPU needs more. Almost all the time, the bots are the ones are providing voltage to the CPU in our RAM, okay? So box can regulate the voltage and can have more amps if the CPU needs more. LDOs, they regulate the voltage, but they cannot provide more amps. They just say, okay, you work with 50 milliamps, and that 50 milliamps, and that's it. You are 1 voltage and 50 milliamps. That's it, okay? So this is the two exit of two different X lines, the ones the PMU are going to provide, okay? And remember, we need the principal lines to have our box and LDO. That's why it's so important. The first thing that you had to do when you have an iPhone that is not powered on, check the principal line. Remember, you can check the voltage and you can check in diode. That's it, because you had to know if these principal lines are good. If they are good, so we have to power on the PM, okay? So remember, I also explained this to you. When we have the principal lines coming to, these are the principal lines, okay? And this is my PMU. The principal lines are something like this. I'm going to try to explain this to you the easy way, okay? And then we have right here our new lines. For example, this can be a back, this can be an LDO, back, etc., okay? And here we have some like a switch, okay? Like a switch. When you just connect the power supply, the PMU is off. But remember, I explained this to you. When we had the principal lines coming to the PMU have already the 1.8 voltage to our power button, right? And I also explained to you, we have some here 32 kilohertz oscillator, right? Okay, so if we have this, and this one, good, we are ready to press our power button to power on the PMU. So when we press the power button and we come to 1.8 to 0 voltage, because that's the power, that's how the power button works, right? We have 1.8 voltage, and when we press the power button, so we are getting this 1.8 voltage to ground. We are having this 1.8 voltage to ground, and for 5 seconds, so the PMIC understand that and say, okay, I had to power. Okay, so when we press the power button, so the PMU is start working and is on now, and all these switches are closing, and now we have all these lines working. We have 3 voltage here, 1.8 voltage here, 1 voltage here, 2.6 voltage, for example. All the lines and something like this, okay? Something like this. So this is so important, because remember, when you are power on the PMU, you are giving power to a lot of components and also a lot of peripherals. For example, cameras, LCD, flexors, or a lot of stuff. So you have to understand, if you have something bad right here, you are going to have something bad with the PMU, and sometimes the phone is just going to stop an Apple logo. It's just going to show Apple logo in restart, or maybe it just don't going to do anything. Okay, so here is where you have to understand all this, because when we are learning all this stuff, and if you are a new technician, you can do a lot of mess in an iPhone that is not power. You have to have a step by step. First step, checking the principal. Second step, 1.8 voltage in the oscillator. Third step, checking the secondary lines. These are the secondary lines, are the box and LDOs. Okay, this is our secondary lines. This is the second step of an iPhone when it's power on, okay, or when it's trying to power up. Okay, so now you can have two ways. Okay, you can have when you press power. Okay, you can have number one, you can have high consumption. Okay, so for example, you press the power button and your power supply is going to 1 amp. Okay, you can have number two, low consumption. Okay, for example, you press the power button and nothing happens. You just stay in 20 milliamps, and that's it. Okay, also you can have sometimes Apple logo stay long time. Or number four, you can have Apple logo restart, right? Apple logo and off, Apple logo and off. Or sometimes you can just see the Apple logo for a long time. So the second stage, I'm going to explain to you in maybe 2 or 3 videos, okay? Today I'm going to talk about the PM. When I have these cases, high consumption, low consumption, Apple logo and stay forever, or Apple logo restart, I always, I'm going to check the secondary lines. Always. What I'm going to check here, I'm going to check for number one, voltage. Number two, diode mode. Number three, maybe next time I'm going to talk about oscilloscope in box. And number four, this one, inspection. Okay, voltage diode mode, maybe another video, oscilloscope and box, and visual inspection. Okay. Now I'm trying to do this class. Okay, so now the first thing you have to know is all the iPhones, the 1 second rule. The 1 second rule, okay? What is the 1 second rule? All the iPhone in the first second, when you press the power button, you are going to have 50 milliamps to 120 milliamps of consumption, okay? This is so important. I don't care which model are you trying to fix. All the models you have to have between 50 to 120 milliamps in the first second of the power. This is so important, okay? So I have here some motherboards. I have 5 different motherboards to give you this example, okay? So I'm going to connect. This is an iPhone 11 and I have some motherboards of iPhone XR. I'm going to do the example with the iPhone XR because I don't have too many boards right now, okay? But it's the same. It's the same of every board, okay? So I connect the power supply, and if you see right here, I have this one on, so I don't have any initial consumption, right? I don't have a problem with the principal lines. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to do a graphic right here, okay? I'm going to press the power button. 1, 2, 3, plug, see, 80, and then go down. This is the first second rule. I'm going to just stop here. This is the 1 second rule. If you can see right here, for example, if you can see right here, it's 86. So when I press the power button, this one is going from 0 to 80. See, we have 80 something right here. So this, when you do that, you are closing all the switches from the PMU. Remember, I explained this one to you, right? So when you press the power button, you are closing all these switches and you are providing power to so many components. Okay, this is so important to understand because later we are going to see what happens if you have a secondary line band. Okay, so how you can know where is the secondary lines? Okay, I'm going to open this one and I'm going to open, for example, iPhone 11. iPhone 11, you always have to know where is the PMU, right? The PMU always are going to have a lot of coils. So that's the easy way to know where is the PMU. Because see, coils, all these around of our PMIC. This is the PMIC, okay? So if we see the schematics of the PMU, we always had to understand that we have so many pages, 4 of 4. So we had to come to number 1, PMU box, okay? All these ones are the box. These ones are the box. They are exit, okay? Remember, the PMU is the one in charge to provide box and LVOs, okay? So for example, this one is the box 0. This one is the box 0, and if you see, the box 0 have 1, 2, 3 coils. And the name of this box is PP CPU core, and this box can provide 0.4 voltage or 1.15 voltage. Okay, and also remember that I say something about the amp. See, this box can provide 15 amps maximum of current. That's so crazy. That's a lot. So when the CPU needs more current because I someone is playing a video game, is charging the phone, is open Facebook, and is doing a video call, please, I need more current, right? So when the CPU needs more current, so the box are going to start working all the 4 or 3 coils together. First one, second, third one. First one, second, third one. So they're going to start switching all the coils to provide more current to our CPU, because the CPU needs more current to work. Because someone is playing a video game, for example, someone is doing a video call and charging the phone, something like that. Okay, remember this. So if we come back here, this is the box 0. Okay, the box 0, and then we have, for example, bug number 1. The bug number 1, this bug have 1 and 2 coils, and then every bug have a feedback line. This line is the one I'm going to say the PMU. Everything is working fine, or we need more current, or we can stay with that current, right? This is the feedback lines. So this is the bug 1, and the name of the bug 1 is PP GPU. And this GPU can provide 0.4 to 1 voltage, and we can see how many amps. See, 10 amps max of current. That's a lot. So to understand better the bugs in LDOs, I'm going to open an old model, iPhone 6, okay? iPhone 6, this is just to show you the easy way to understand this, okay? iPhone 6, for example, this is an iPhone 6 and this is our PMU, okay? So if we can see in this model, we have box 0, we have box 1, we have bug 2, we have bug 3, we have bug 4, and we have bug 5 right here, bug 6. Bug 6, this one don't come with bug 6. So, for example, the name of one bug, for example, this one. This is one bug, PP 1.8 voltage, okay? And this bug can provide a total of, for example, 545 milliamps of current, right? This is a small bug because this is old model. But for example, PP CPU can provide 7.6 amps of current. Remember, the bugs, they are so special because they can provide more current if the CPU needs more. But here is something important to understand. Every bug needs a line to have this voltage. So for example, this is a bug 0, but you have to know which. So for example, this one is a bug 1, right? This is bug 1. So the bug had to have one line to provide power. Remember the principal lines? Okay, so here's the principal line. See this line? This line is PP VCC main. So right now we can see the PP VCC main is coming all the way, and they are providing voltage in different parts of the PMU. Then the thing that you have to understand here is it's not just because, for example, it's not just because these 3 lines, all these lines are VCC main, right? Outside of the motherboard, but inside of the motherboard, they are different. So this one is important to understand. I'm going to tell you why in LDOs. But if we have, for example, a PMU right here, and here we have main. So main are coming to so many parts of the CPU, of the PMU. So maybe this line is going to be for bug 0. This line is going to be for bug 1, and this one for bug 2. This one for bug 3, and this one for bug 4. But outside, all these lines are main. But inside is so important to understand this. I'm going to tell you why. For example, you can see right here the say, for example, the N9 is the one provide power for buck 6, right? Buck 6 is just one power. What happened? These two lines, the E20 and E21 are the one are providing voltage for buck 4. So if we come to see which one is the buck 4 is going to be this one. So this line, these ones are coming for buck 3. Where is the buck 3? Here is the buck 3. These one are coming to buck 4. Where is the buck 4? Right here. These one are for buck 5. Where is buck 5? In the back, right? So you have to understand this. Why? For example, imagine that you miss the E20 and E21. You are not going to have the buck 4 because this E20 and E21, these pads are needed to have the voltage for buck 4. If you don't have these two pads, the E20 and E21, you are not going to have this one. You are not going to have the buck 4. And which one is the buck 4? Is PP one big 4? Buck 4 is this one. It's this one. This is the buck 4. PP 1.2 SD RAM. Whatever, this is important to understand because if you can see right here, this is the PMU, right? You are saying, okay, E20, where is the E20? So for example, what happens if you remove one component and you lost these pads, okay? You are missing two pads, the E20 and E21, but you can't say, okay, I'm not going to put these pads back because I have these ones and it's the same thing. Oh, I had this one and they are close together. They are close to this one. No, because inside of the PMU, the E20 and E21, they are both BCC, but you now know the E20 and E21 are the ones providing the principal line for buck 4. Okay, this is so important. Okay, this is so important. So this is the first thing. Now I'm going to open an iPhone XR. iPhone XR is this one, for example. I'm going to open the schematic. So we are in the page 4. I'm going to come back for page 1. Okay, so if you can see, PMU box main are the one are providing voltage to all the boxing. Main are the one providing voltage for box 0, box 0, 23, box 1, box 1, 23, box 2, box 3, and etc. Box 4, all main. See, main. So main is the one provide this voltage for pin, okay, for a box, okay. I'm going to explain later how to check this box, okay. This is just to understand the important thing of the PMU, because the PMU is one of the most important circuits to understand when you are approaching an iPhone that is no power. If you understand how at least the basic things to how the PMU works, you are going to have steps to check iPhones when they are not powered, okay? So now they are bugs. See, we have so many bugs to check. So many PP CPU, PP GPU, PP sub S1, PP 1.8 voltage, PPU 1.8 voltage, etc. See, we have here more and more. So now, what happened with the LDOs? I'm coming to the page number 3. LDOs, okay? LDOs. See this one, right? This is important to understand. So first, LDOs we understand now. LDO 0 works with 200 milliamp max, and that's it. They can't provide more. So for example, LDO 1, 50 milliamps, that's it. LDO 2, 50 milliamps, that's it. This one I explain to you later. Bugs can provide more current because they have coils and they can provide more current if the CPU need more. The LDOs, they are linear. They are just saying, okay, 50 milliamps, and that's it. Don't ask for more. We don't have more to you, right? Okay, so the LDOs, for example, this is the LDO3, right? The LDO3. The LDO3 is one line. Two are coming from the PMU, and these one are providing a voltage for one peripheral that is connecting, right? Okay, so now this LDO, you have to understand which is the one provided voltage for this LDO. This is the LDO number 3. So now you have to come this page and say, okay, LDO 1, 2, 3, okay? Which is the line that provides voltage to this LDO, okay? VDD boost. Remember? Principal line. So in these cases, you have to see the PMU like this. This one is provide voltage for LDO 0. This one are providing voltage for LDO 1 and LDO 3. This one is providing voltage for LDO 2. This one for LDO 4. This one for LDO 5. This one for LDO 6. This one LDO 7. LDO 8. LDO 9. LDO 10. And maybe these lines are main, right? But inside of the PMU, they are different. They are separated, okay? They are providing voltage for another secondary lines. And here is another important thing to understand, right? Imagine that, for example, you don't have the LDO4. The LDO4 is a line of PP 0.7 voltage, okay? Okay, 0.7 volt. You don't have this real. You don't have the LDO number 4. The LDO number 4, we had to check first before we say, okay, is the PMU the problem? You have to check first which line are providing the power for this LDO. And if we come right here, VDD LDO 4, the line are providing voltage to this line is this PP1V06 voltage. So this is crazy. Why? Because you have to understand this. Sometimes you are going to have, for example, a principal line right here. This is a principal line. And if we come back right here, this voltage, now we know these voltage are coming from the PMU. But this voltage and this part, the T, see, and this part, the T1, I'm going to, where is the T1? T1 is the entrance for one LDO, but this one have L1. L1 is interest for another LDO. What happened with the T5? T5 is a buck 4. So that means this voltage is buck. See? I'm going to do this wrong. So principal lines come inside for our PMU, and now we have one buck. This is inside buck 4, and the buck 4 is one voltage of 0.6 voltage, okay? This is a buck. And now this one is secondary lines. This buck, the switch is closed. This buck come back to the PMU, and now this voltage is providing voltage for the LDO4. So what happened here is the box can return to our PMU, and now they provide voltage for another line. So this one, for example, this is a buck 4. This is the name of the line. If we come back here, this is the buck 4. See, buck 4, and the name is PP 1.06, right? S2. Now, this one, now the LDO4 is forming, and the LDO4, the name of the line are PP 0.7 BVD log S2 is another line. But if we can understand this, we can have sometimes problem in the LDO, and we can have problem in this buck. Or sometimes we cannot have this voltage, the LDO4, because we don't have the buck 4 working good. So that's why it's so important to understand these little basic things about PMU. Because if you understand this, now you say, okay, I don't have this buck, but which line I provide the power to have this buck or this LDO? If I don't have this LDO, I have to check first which line are the one providing voltage for having this LDO. Okay, this is so important to understand. Okay, so in this video we learn about the bucks, we learn about how the bucks are forming, how the LDOs are forming, what is buck, what is LDO, and we learn the 1 second rule, right? The 50 milliamps to 1 kilo milliamps. I'm going to leave this video in this part because it's a lot explanation and it's hard for you to maybe understand everything, right? Just remember this. In the next video, I have 4 or 5 different boards with bugs in LDO missing, or some ones are in shorts. So I'm going to show you how to diagnostic a PMU. And remember, when you have an iPhone that is high consumption, low consumption, Apple logo, stay long time, or Apple logo restart, you have to check the secondary lines. In the next video, I'm going to explain this one to you. And remember, this is the second stage of power on iPhone. We still have to understand the third stage, when the CPU connect with the NAND. In these 2 next videos, we are going to learn about the PMU. Okay, in the latest video, we are going to learn about the third stage of power of iPhone. Okay? Okay, guys, so just leave your comments and remember just to share this video. Okay, we have one goal for this year, and is to have 5,000 subscribers in the end of this year. So please just share this video, and I'm going to try to do my best to every week at least we have one video here for you guys. Okay, see you in the next video. Adios.